Clean and jerk versus the back squat. So clean and jerk versus the back squat, our ideal range is at 80 to 85%. Our extended range, 76 to 89%. We did this comparison at the end of 2021. We had 44 post results then. This time we had a little bit less data to compare. We had 27 with results this time. That said, we're still having quite a bit of back squat dominance, which again can be expected if you just look at how much exposure you've had to that standard lift of the back squat versus your clean and jerk. To look at actual numbers here, we had 10 that fell within a balanced range back at the end of last year, and that dropped down to 3 within balanced range this year, went from 23% to 11%. We went from back squat dominant of 77% to 85% that were stronger in the back squat. And we went from 0 that were clean and jerk dominant to we had 1 individual or a 4% of you that were dominant in that clean and jerk. When I was speaking with Bobo and Caitlin, I was asking, what seems to be the biggest limiter? Is it getting the bar up to the shoulders, or is it that confidence of the jerk and getting that barbell up to overhead? And they felt that typically with most of you, it is getting that bar to overhead, that maybe you're a little bit better getting to the shoulders, but it's that confidence with that dynamic drive to overhead in the jerk that still needs some work, which again, to be expected. That's probably one of the least, the lifts that we do the least relative to a lot of the other major movements. The jerk is a little bit more demanding on those shoulders than say a strict press or a push press. So we are obviously always looking to keep you all healthy first and foremost. So we don't do a ton of that, but we will be building some confidence, giving you some more exposure as we move into this fall training cycle. And let's see, you just want to be patient. Don't be afraid to really practice that movement with a lighter weights and those moderate weights so that you can get that neural pathway down for how to move your feet, how to feel comfortable with that receiving position. We're going to be working on some behind the neck presses that will build into a little bit more dynamic work behind the head so that you have a less likely likelihood to, sometimes when we do a jerk in the front, we tend to drive away from the face and then we lose the bar forward. So we're going to do some behind the neck work, help with opening those shoulders, help with starting to receive the bar better a little bit directly overhead, and then transfer that into coming back in front of the shoulders and building some confidence there with that jerk. Later on, we'll more than likely get into some percentage work with the clean and jerk as well. Anyone that's training for weightlifting specifically, if you're getting ready for an Olympic weightlifting meet, it is incredibly common that a lot of these competitive weightlifters do a bunch of their training with percentages anywhere between 70 to 80% on the majority of the days. And then they have those heavier days where they go 85, 90, and so on. But it kind of, cycles throughout their training period. So just don't lose sight that you always need to be heavy, especially when you're working on receiving positions, confidence with the footwork. The more confidence that you can build and the more appropriate pathways that you can build at those lighter weights, the better your success is going to be when you do come to those days that you're checking in and challenging yourself with those heavier weights. So yeah, we'll just start to continue to work on those clean and jerks. We might even look to prepare for another check-in with that benchmark workout Grace, where we do 30 clean and jerks for time, kind of give some more fun, some more breathing to do with those Olympic lifts. And we'll make sure that we do enough exposure with it so that you can feel nice and confident as we get ready for those types of testers. All right, so that's your clean and jerk versus back squat. And we'll be back with some back squat and some strict press comparisons next.